So today's kind of maybe not a unique day, a different day. I don't have any athletes today, or even this week. It's back to school, so trying to figure out the schedules and whatnot as people kind of get settled. So it's an opportunity for me to take the open time period that I have to try and learn some stuff. So I'm actually going to go through some of their workouts this week. Maybe 4 times a week, and I want to go through the process, see how it feels. This is one of the things I really like to do. It's intentional practice of, that sounds so corny. Like, what? Some kind of video, intentional practice, right? Coffee, by the way, cheers. Well, it's just like going through the practice of their workout. So I can see the timing, the feel, the rhythm of how it all transitions. It's one thing to coach it. It's another thing to actually go through it yourself. And when you go through it yourself, you can kind of take notes, what you like and don't like. And so typically when I make a program, I'll go through it at some point in time, the exercises, the rhythm, the timing, the flow. And I'll probably cut out 25 to 30% of what I do in the workout relative to what they're going to do. Knowing that when it's just me, I'm not talking to anybody, we're not having conversations, we're not asking how life is going, we're not going to have any delays between stuff, there's minimal teaching because I know how to do it. These are all things you need to consider. And also when I do it, I want to do an excessive amount because I'm not going to have an athlete try 4 different drills and see which one works. I might try 4 different drills and see which one works. So I use it as an opportunity to kind of go through the routine and see whether or not I like the stuff and don't like the stuff. And that's going to be a way for me to begin to understand whether or not the actual application of the science, the programming, the methods make sense. It's one thing to read a bunch of books and know the science. It's one thing to only be in the trenches and work out and train people. The happy medium is like, okay, the science is great, but it tells me I have to rest 8 minutes between each set, and I don't have 8 minutes. How can I manage a different modification of that? Maybe the science says I need to sprint, but sprinting's boring. How can I make it more fun? And then there's the skill side of it as well, because I want to go through different skills and drills where it's myself as an individual going, and then different ones where we could simulate, live action drills. And one of the issues when you're just by yourself, it's easy to get good at isolated work, which is yourself, and like, okay, I have a trash can, I got a tennis ball, I have a balloon, whatever it might be, but it's difficult to kind of practice the live setting stuff. And knowing that, you can kind of take your own self, go out there, and you can, because it's just yourself, not with someone else, kind of walk through what you would imagine a live setting would be like. But the reason why I'm saying that is because even though it's great to go through this stuff by yourself, you're obviously going to be lacking some of the things that you have in a group setting, which is why one of those things that's lacking is the transition times and speeds that cut off 25% to 30% of my total work that I've gone through myself, sometimes 40 to 50%, because it's just not going to be reasonable with the group I have. So I hope that makes sense. So people have asked me about my eating habits before. People like when people talk about their eating habits. I don't know why, I guess some insights. This is my breakfast. It's kind of boring. It's 3 eggs, sometimes at least 5. I don't know, I get hungry sometimes. 3 eggs. Try to do them sunny side up, but this is with a camera, so it's kind of tough. And some type of a carb. Now, typically, I eat, my carb is a rice. It's rice. I'm not sure why I can't think. I'm trying to multitask here. Sorry about that. But today it is oatmeal. Can't really see it. I'm not sure why I pulled the camera away. Like I was afraid to. Oh crap! It's spilling over. Oh gosh, classic oatmeal debacle right here. This is what happens when you're lazy and you're just so clueless. I didn't put anything on the top. I don't normally make oatmeal. Proof is in the pudding, or maybe proof is in the oatmeal today. Oh gosh. Okay, so you can see the remnants of my oatmeal meltdown. It's all over the side of the bowl. It's annoying because I'm not a big oatmeal guy. Maybe this is why I'm not pro oatmeal. I do like oatmeal with brown sugar. It's pretty good. Whatever. Eggs, 3 eggs, some oatmeal, some coffee. ready to roll here. So people ask about breakfast nutrition and whatnot. Your goals should, another kind of useless bit of advice. Your goals should drive your nutrition needs. Yeah, I get that, okay. When I think of nutrition, I think about eating to fuel myself and then eating to be at a certain physical weight. And there's two different things there, because you might eat a certain amount of food before a workout because you're fueling yourself. And you might eat a certain amount after because you're recovering. But then on other days when you're not working out that intense, you might eat to maintain a certain weight. And for someone like myself, I tend to put on weight fast. I don't lose it. I'll lose it initially fast. I'm pretty good at losing weight, but thankfully so. But like the last bit's hard. I can lose the initial chunk pretty quick. What I'm trying to get at is that it's easy if you're someone like myself who tries to have weird science experiments about weight loss and weight gain. Because if you guys aren't aware, I did this journey of trying to be an athletic bulk. So I tried to gain weight and jump and run and sprint, how heavy I could get and dunk a basketball. And I got kind of heavy. I had a lot of body fat on me relative to what I normally carry. And I told myself before doing that I was never going to get that large again. But I was just kind of curious if I could do this, and it was kind of a fun experiment because I wanted to try the idea of bulking, but done with like sprints and jumps and runs. A long story short, it ended unfortunately due to a nerve injury in my shoulder. I got hit playing basketball, and I pinched a nerve and like went numb, and I couldn't move it for like 2 months, and so then I couldn't really work out like I'd like to, and I wasn't, burning the calories so I was just gaining lots of weight. And then I decided to cut it out that weight, but I still proceeded to follow the end of that bulk appropriately. Like I decided to, see my oatmeal, it's cooling off here. Decided to take that time period and go, okay, the next 7 months, I'm gonna slowly trim down. And when you do that, you begin to lose weight, and it's super easy to start losing weight and kind of not obsess over it, but see it as an accomplishment and start to lose more and more weight because it's a challenge. Someone who's competitive like myself. And if you lose too much weight too fast, you kind of defeat the purpose of the bulk because you start to just lose a lot of your performance. Done this in the past, made that mistake many times. So now I eat to fuel for certain parts of the day, and I eat for weight on certain parts of the day. Now, obviously it's a workout time, so it's fuel. I need to have a carb before I work out. It's mornings, I'll have some protein, I'll have some caffeine. That's simple. Because typically when I lose weight, I will reduce the amount of carbs, just like I'll reduce the amount of fats and so on, reducing the size of myself. It's easy to cut out carbs, it seems like, because those are, it's more abundant is the right word maybe. Like, I'll cut easier. Maybe in the social sphere, it's more accepted. So I've had bad habits with eating in the past because of that. Now I try and eat to fuel my workouts. Like today, I'm doing athletic stuff. Need to be explosive, powerful. I also bring a Gatorade powder with me. It's about 80 calories. It's basically sugar. It can go up to 160, 2 scoops. And that's nice because if I don't eat enough or whatever, I have the ability to consume peri-workout nutrition, so intra-workout nutrition that helps fuel myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat my food before it gets cold. I make good coffee. I really do. And we'll get rolling here. And hopefully next time you see me, we're on our way to the workout. So they had the music playing really loud today, and listening back to the audio, I decided to mute all of it and just do a voiceover on this fun learning experience. Also, my microphone died halfway through, and I don't know at what point it died. Makes things kind of annoying. So upstairs, getting warmed up on the turf area. This in all took about 5 to 10 minutes. Hops, skips, different rhythmic movements. I just want to get my body warmed up to see how I feel. I like to try and challenge myself coordinatively, so you'll see in some of these hops and skips, different pace, up, down, low, different heights, especially on those side-to-side hops. Then I build into some more intense work here in our forward kind of repeat broad jumps, more up than out, almost like I'm pretending like there's a hurdle there, but there's not. And then single leg hops. And the main part of the workout, and we had some hang, shrug, high pulls. This actually, so the weight, I went to 225 after this, and ended up being probably a little bit too much. And I paired that with broad jumps, more up than out. Natural kind of rebound bounce out of it. Then we had a power circuit here. So we did a single leg isometric hold. By the way, this is from the Always an Athlete team, this workout itself right here. If you guys want to check it out, go ahead, check it out. 7-day free trial when you sign up. So isometric hold, I was trying to really mess with a higher position on this. Sometimes I put the bar on my back. Sometimes I use it like an isometric pin, like an isometric pin squat. So in other words, you're pulling you're pulling the bar into the pins. Sorry, I can't speak right now. So it'd be an overcoming isometric. This one obviously is a yielding isometric because I'm holding that position. And I paired it with these hand-supported lunge jumps. You've probably seen this before in a video. I really like this exercise. That right hand is just there for support. It is not there to assist me up. There's a big difference between hand-assisted and hand-supported. When it's hand supported, you're supporting your lack of balance. So in this case, the hand is there for balance, support. It's not assisting me up. It's not pushing me upward. Now, again, you notice this position is kind of that same more upright position that I had when I was doing my isometrics. As you can see here, I'm just trying to find out that bottom position where I typically lose balance on this rock through. I've been lifting my foot off the ground a little bit, trying to jump up as high as I can. So the power series was the isometric split squat hold, the dumbbell rock through jump, which is hand supported. Then I go into what is a single leg rhythm rock jump. So this box is a 24-inch box right here. I get a comfortable distance away. I'm working on rocking my momentum front to back, feeling what it's like to load that front foot and transfer my momentum. Now you'll see I kind of change my position. It's not like there's one perfect setup for this. It's what's comfortable. You're working on transferring that momentum. As you can see here, my right leg stinks compared to my left. It is not very good compared to my left. Why? I don't know. I'm a left foot jumper, way more comfortable, played basketball my whole life, and that's just how it's been. So now we got down to the court. Check out these new LeBrons I bought. I bought these about a month ago. At first, I don't know how I felt about them. The heel support isn't great. My heel feels like it slips out, but when I play in them, I don't notice that. Plus, they're pretty cool looking shoes, I think. So we started off with some acceleration off the glass warm-up dunks. I missed a ton of these to start off. It's just for a warm-up. I like to throw it off the glass because there's no skill involved with the basketball, and you're just trying to accelerate and get to the hoop. Then on the court today, I did some 1-foot jumping and some 2-foot jumping, trying to do it off of a variety of moves. It's really important as a basketball player. You don't just go out there and try and dunk a basketball. Perfect setup and position, it's not that hard to dunk a basketball. You want to miss dunks. That's how I know you're challenging yourself. Look at this one. Hey, yo, get off the ground a little bit. You want to challenge the skill, the movement, the ability for that dunking explosiveness, because you're not always going to dunk a basketball. You're really just training explosiveness here to translate over onto the court. In order to translate, you need to have it, I don't know how to call it, but be more robust than just, I don't know, being able to run in a straight line, dunk a basketball when no one's around you. So after that, I got some shooting in. Again, I was trying to go through these guys' skill workouts. Now, there wasn't anyone else with me, and that kind of was almost a problem to a point because I went through this way too fast, and I got really tired about halfway through. My knee kind of got sore, and my knee, and my side of my calf. And that never happens when I'm with the guys, and it's probably because when I'm training them, I don't have, I'm not as active as they are in the workout itself, but also you have rest. I don't have a partner in this case. So when I don't have a partner, I'm just speeding through the drills. I'm not resting at all. And I ended up doing way more jumps than I intended to. By the way, these are my first shots of the day. I was mad. Blame someone else for missing my shots. And I like to mess with the different shooting positions and timing, and this is some of the stuff we work on with the guys. I didn't totally go through it all. Again, my knees started to get tired, and being an old man who's not actually trying to compete at any professional level of basketball,
Sometimes you just listen to your body and call it off. So I did a handful of shots here and there, and then once I kind of felt it, I backed off and we lived to fight another day. As always, thanks for watching the videos and subscribing and for supporting the channel. Appreciate y'all.